Welcome to the E-Channel by Enigma Models. My name is Glenn and thanks for viewing. Today we decode the 1/72nd scale SS model Resin Churchill Mark VII. I purchased this kit during COVID lockdown and I thought it would be a fun build to keep around. So let's get started. The SS model kits are very well made and have tiny fine details. To remove the parts from the supports, I first warm them with a hair dryer. This helps prevent any cracking or damage when cutting them. I check the fit to ensure there are no warps or other issues I have to deal with. The parts fit perfectly, so I'll secure them with black flexible super glue. If any glue ends up where it shouldn't be, you can easily clean it off with glue debonder and a cotton ball, or a Q-tip. I decided to add some additional details to provide some more visual effects. I created 0.07mm and 1.0mm bolts for the track covers out of sheet plastic. Placing them with thin plastic glue, they soften and stick pretty well to the surface of the resin. Primer will lock them down more during that step. I added some tow ropes I had tucked away in my stash. I secured them as well with super glue. The metal ropes have nice details and should give a nice effect once weathered with rust washes. The side hatch doors were pretty plain, so I added bolted hinges using plastic card, and with a hollow needle I created flush mounting bolts. The resin 6-pounder barrel was replaced with a metal one from Master Models. It's much better and adds a lot of great detail. Also, I replaced the machine gun mantlet on the turret with plastic card and added a metal barrel as well. Additional details include antenna mounts and a gun sight in front of the commander's hatch. To ensure a nice clean surface for priming, I sprayed AK's Perfect Cleaner onto the model to break down any grease or dirt that may be present. I used a Q-tip to remove the cleaner and any residual dirt. The cleaner dries fast, so you may need to go over it a couple times to get everything. Priming will be done using my old favorite, Mr. Color Surfacer 1500 Black Primer. I diluted it with Mr. Color Leveling Thinner and used a .30 airbrush needle and sprayed it at 25 psi. I applied 2 thin coats, and like an idiot I promptly stuck my fingerprint on one of the track covers. I had to lightly sand it off after it dried with 1200 grit sandpaper. I did allow it to finally cure for 24 hours to ensure that it had dried properly before applying base colors. The scheme will be a British Disruptive Camo that will be sprayed with AK Real Colors, British Light Mud, and NATO Black. Because these are tinted for 1/35th scale, they will be too dark in 1/72nd scale. Therefore, I'm going to lighten them with Tamiya Deck Tan when spraying the highlights. After spraying the base colors, I sprayed the surface with 2 light coats of Tamiya Semi-Gloss to provide a smooth surface for decals and washes. I used AK Real Color markers, choosing dark aluminum to paint the tracks. These work great and dry extremely fast. They are very resistant to weathering materials such as washes and pigments. Chipping methods used for 1/72nd often appear out of scale to me. To deal with this, I am trying a new method I came up with by chance. I have a tube of AK True Metal paste, which I thin down with lacquer thinner until the metal pigments completely separated. I then dabbed tiny amounts onto the model using a brush wet with thinner. The tiny flecks of metal particles cling to the surface and look like fresh metal scratches. I secured them with a light coat of well-thinned Mr. Color Clear flat. Pin washes were applied with oils, brown and black, which I diluted with AK Matte Effect thinner. I let the wash run into all the details, starting in small sections. Excess wash was wiped off with a wet brush or Q-tip and then blended into the base colors. Stowage was painted using both Vallejo and AK acrylic paints and acrylic thinner. I used bright colors for the base, then dark olive washes toned down the highlights so they look more authentic. In 1/72nd scale, you need to use brighter contrasts or shades get too dark. Ropes, chains, and other items are painted with acrylics and weathered with oils. Finally, the wire antennae are mounted to the turret, and the build is now complete.